What is going on, YouTube? So, I have been kind of like avoiding this topic, but we have to talk about Sha'carri Richardson and what was going on between that little thing that happened at the airport. So, let's just jump up into this.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Sha'carri Richardson, as you know, has been under certain levels of scrutiny. And that scrutiny comes into play because of what happened with Christian Coleman. We've all seen the issues that were there. We've seen how she was acting in that Seattle airport. And I mean, you would just think that a woman that's that size, in a public airport, you're attacking a man, you pushing a man down, you're doing all of this. What would make you think that you could do that? What's wrong with you? Why would you ever even?
So I don't have any particular opinion about these things, but I would like to just say, I think society kind of coddles women so much to the point where, they get so much into their egos and into their pride where they can make some decisions that they just can't fully internalize. And because they're females, they think like, oh yeah, people are going to turn a blind eye to it. And in this case, as y'all can see, it's turned into something where like she got arrested, I think, and it looked pretty bad on her resume. And it's like, nah, we live here in America. They say land of the free, but you can find some really easy ways to get locked up and have your freedom taken away from you. So please, whether you're a man or a woman, just don't conduct yourselves in these kinds of manners out in public, because these people that are all here, they didn't come to see that stuff, and they're not going to help you in these cases. They're just going to pull out their phones, or they're going to be the ones phoning the cops. Like, we need to really drop all that stuff. If they were having issues that bad, like getting off the plane or getting out of the car or whatnot, I feel like that's stuff that they should have just let tone down, and then just, that's that. Like, please focus on your mental health, exercise healthy communication boundaries, like really keep your peace, your calm, because that getting angry, crashing out stuff, it doesn't help you at all. Like, it's not, no. And whether you're a woman or a man, like, that's not cool. Walking up in front of him and kind of provoking him and this and that, I'm not, please, man. That kind of stuff gives you like that I'm big, I'm bad kind of ego. I'm bigger than life kind of ego. And just don't fall into that stuff, guys.
Believe that, what, this makes sense. This is something that I can operate in. Like, I can do this in front of everybody because I feel that this man is a buster. Okay, why would I do that? But they did. So then all of a sudden the man came out there, Christian Coleman. He come out, he basically take her side of the story, defend her buffoonery, all kind of stuff, right? So now the whole internet basically start roasting her. First it was, well, what did he do? He must have did something to her, right? Then she had to come out and say this.
Oh, it's Sha'carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that holding myself accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit, and not allowing this moment, but accepting this moment.
I like the way how she started the video. I don't know like all the backlash that she's getting, but more women and more men need to do that. Take the accountability. Focus on your mental health. If you're crashing out on somebody that is genuinely here for you and that you love, I want you to kind of imagine, and yes, it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but think about it. Who do you really have in this life outside of your family? Think about that. Your friends, for instance. Your friends are people who are technically family, depending on how cool your friendship is with these individuals. They're strangers that you met one day and you resonated so good with that you're accepting them like family. And they're willing to help you through thick and thin. And likewise, having that in a partner and being to that space where you just want to harm them, or like you get so angry you just do this, like that just screams your mental health is not okay. And it screams that you need to adjust or address whatever traumas, whatever things you might have going on. Because be honest, man, like you really don't got nobody in this life. No matter who you think can slide for you, whoever you think got guns to shoot places up for you or to rob or to steal, like understand if something happened to you today, you could just go up and go drive to get something to eat. You could get in a car accident. Where was all they at? Where were all of them? You know, like, so please, we're not untouchable. We are all mortal, and we all have to understand that sometimes the people in life that are here to help us is all we got, man. It's all we got. So you better take care of them.
To be more. And so my only thing is I want to be more, not even just for myself, for my family, for my fans, and overly appreciate y'all supporting me and showing up and even holding me accountable to being my best self. So more than anything, run away, but not refuse to run, but I refuse to run away, but face everything that comes to me head on, because everything on the other side is greater, but you got to go through in order to get there. So I'm Sha'carri, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and one love, much love, and y'all be blessed.
So let me just talk about this, family. I want to talk about this. This is definitely important. Why is it important? Because she came out and took accountability. All right? That's what happened. Okay. Now, why am I talking about this? Why is this important? The reason why this is important, at least in context, is basically, number one, she did say sorry. She did take accountability. And why did she take accountability? I'll tell you. She had to take accountability because of how he acted. All right. He was, I know what some guys will say, he was simping. You know, he was out there making excuses for her. But because he handled it in such...
No, man, look, I think that the internet sometimes can be very brash about certain things. You know, I just think sometimes we're very quick to... Because you don't know this person and you can see certain things. That's why I would advocate that if you're going through things with people, you just don't air that kind of stuff out on the internet. And I think he did what he had to do. He's not done with her, and he didn't want to make it seem like, oh, well, you know, she's an evil, bad person. So what did he do? He went out and crats to this guy, because not a lot of guys have that. Like, I'm not going to say not a lot of guys, but it takes a level of maturity, patience, and humility to come out and to say, hey, I was in a situation with a woman. I don't want to press any charges. I just think that, you know, she was a bit flustered or whatever. I didn't see his side of the video, but for him to defend her in that instance when, you know, she was technically wrong. She was. Enough to get arrested. And he's not going to get up and be like, man, yeah, that shit crazy, man. Like, guys, what's up with us, man? Likewise with our women, what's up with us? Like, come on, guys. Where are the strong people in society that are mature? I'm not saying be a punching bag, but still, like, you can go through some things and still say, hey, you know what? It's cool between me and them. I don't want them to have to, unfortunately, do jail time or to have their income garnished or to be put in horrible situations. But, you know, yeah. And for them to call him a simp for that, man, come on, bro. This guy, he's also an athlete, man. This guy's winning, bro. Like, chill. This is not the Travis Hunter Liana situation, of which I might do a reaction video to that. It's certain things are alleged, but, you know, hey.
A positive way, it put pressure on her to apologize. This is the same way that you know, Tia Mowry and Corey Hardwick is. If you look at the relationship dynamic, people started to dislike Tia Mowry a little bit more because of how Corey Hardwick handled himself. And that's one thing as men we can also learn. It's just because a person is acting silly with us, it doesn't mean that we got to act silly with them.
Right.
And that's something
that is the ultimate power play, fellas. I know, like, they make that attribute of person seem like the nonchalant type-ish guy. But no, that is the power play, bro. Like, no matter what happens, whether that's like you out in public and like this one dude, he wants to fight or whatever the heck. I'm not saying don't fight the dude, because sometimes altercations have to happen. But I'm just gonna say to you, like, if you just that dude, you poised, you sitting back and you just yeah. You ain't even screaming, yelling, oh yeah, you know, what about this? You won, bro. You are the stronger man in that situation, or the stronger person. When somebody's angry, they screaming it, and you ain't even reciprocating the energy back. You just sitting there looking at them like that, bro. You won. It shows that you have enough power and control over them to the point where they're angry and you're not. So we need to all be like that as men, I feel like. But hey,
I have also learned, okay? You don't have to act silly with somebody because they acted silly with you. Now, what's the other part of the story? If this was the other way around, it's dangerous, all right? And we talk about equality for men and women, and clearly we're not seeing it. Now, Sha'carri Richardson, if he would have slapped the hell out of her,
we know what it is, but like how I said earlier, I remain neutral with some of these things because I know how certain people feel, and Sha'carri is saying it, or whoever this guy is, he's saying it, you know. But let me know if y'all think that's true. Do y'all think that, you know, if it was different, if Sha'carri was the one getting bullied up in the corner, what would have been the outcome? Y'all go ahead, let me know in the comment section.
if he would have hit her, he would have been the villain. But at the same time, you can go around doing whatever you want to men, acting silly, and you won't lose not one sponsorship. If they were to drop her from her sponsorship right now, I would argue that women would be complaining about that. And the reason why they don't want to drop the sponsorship for her right now is because of all the complaints. If it was him, he'd be all bad. He'd be down bad. If it was him. And see, now that's what you gotta get with. You gotta understand, man, that you're not gonna get no parity with these females. Once they start acting like that, in order for you to even look bad, you basically gotta take the abuse. Cause people still was saying, what did he do? You know what I mean? Now, dealing with the black community and dealing with black relationships, again, I get it. A lot of folks are dysfunctional and they don't know how to deal with mates. A lot of black men and black women do not know how to deal with each other.
Right. That goes back to what I was saying. We as a community need to really focus in on our mental health, and we need to address the traumas, man. We need to address the childhood traumas. We need to address the traumas from our parents, and we need to really grow. That is something that I will say that I am an advocate for, is everybody, please. It don't matter how cool or whatever you think you are, take mental health days, man. Take mental health breaks, get into reading, address what it is that you have going on in life. And I will say it to you now, if nobody told you today that they love you, you're just a YouTube viewer and I'm just this guy making a video. You probably don't even know me, but I love you. And I think that this world is so much better of a place if you stay in it. No matter what's going on. I got stuff going on, but still, I know there's somebody who's looking at that camera or looking at me and is grateful that I made this video. And I hope likewise you feel that way with me saying I'm grateful that you're watching. So, yeah.
I get all that. I understand that. And maybe he's trying to be patient with her so she can grow. And maybe she realizes that she needs to grow. But at the same time, look at the disparity. Any man that want to deal with somebody like her is down bad. And I don't know how many women that I have encountered in my life that will go around talking about how they've been abused in relationships and then they're abusers. And so when they come into your life, they bring all their little dusty ass baggage to a man or decent man. And then now you out there making his life miserable. A lot of folk need to fix themselves. So nobody got time for you and your dysfunctional, dusty ass ways. We're gonna be honest, especially some of you ladies out there who cry victim all the time, just like Sha'carri was crying victim when her girlfriend was whooping on her. Now you take your dysfunctional behind to a good black man that love you and care about you, and then you start acting the same way, but you ain't gonna tell nobody that you got problems, right? You're not gonna tell nobody that you dusty as hell, right? You're not gonna tell nobody that you're actually a pain in the behind to deal with. You don't want to tell nobody that. You don't want to tell nobody that. So folks got to go ahead on and figure it out and risk their whole entire life by dealing with you. And then, God forbid, they retaliate and knock you back upside the head. Now all of a sudden it's abuse. And this is one of the reasons why, I'm not saying all black women, but a lot of black men, we encounter this kind of stuff in relationships more often than what women want to give credit to. We encounter this a lot, okay?
I've actually heard of a statistic now. I don't know. I think it's irrelevant, but it talks about like abuse that men receive. Because you know how you were in high school or like any social setting where they start talking about domestic violence, and then like, you know, they start talking about, yeah, even men can experience domestic violence. And it's kind of like that. It's the shortest chapter or the shortest segment of the presentation. Like they have all these long things talking about, you know, verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and all these things. But then when it comes down to like the male side of it all, like the segment, it's like this YouTube video. It'll be like it'll be like an ad, 15 seconds, and then like yeah, all right. So I don't know. But a lot of things that do happen to guys aren't reported. You know, like guys aren't reporting that they're being raped. Guys aren't really reporting that women are even being weird and awkward to them. And for a bit in time, I'm not going to say for a bit in time, I feel like from a societal standpoint, like as a dude, what's going to happen if you do say, hey, yeah, man, this girl made me like really uncomfortable, really girl. Ain't nothing happening to that girl, man. You know, they're just going to be like, well, grow up, you know? But maybe I'm wrong about that. You guys let me know how you feel in the comment section below.
We encounter this a lot. Not saying more than 40%, but enough to say that it is a lot. And then you want somebody to, stick with you, stick with me. You know I'm having problems. I know I'm this. I know I'm that. I'm learning. Okay, but would you learn if it was him? Hell no. But before you even bring your baggage to a black man that got something going on, for the most part, he better have a car. He better be with this and that. He got to have all his stuff together. You ain't got to have nothing together. I'm talking about to the women that imply. You don't have to have anything to that together. All you got to have together is whatever you think you bring. Then you bring all your problems, and then, you know, you see him all the time. You know, many women go out there blaming their boyfriends, blaming all the.
Is this going to be the rest of the video? It might be. So guys, I think that's just about it with the video. Like I said, I remain neutral with all the other things that's kind of going on with that Sha'carri situation. The only thing I will say about it is, guys, please, whether you're a man or a woman, focus on your mental health, of course. Prioritize your mental health and how you're interacting with the people who are in your life, who are, you know, not just people who are just like, yo, I guess you could say your acquaintances. Like, y'all cool when y'all meet in person, but like outside of that, like they wouldn't ever hit you up to help you. They wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do. I mean, like for the people that are actually like here for you, like your relationships, your friendships, your family relationships and stuff like that. Like prioritize those, make sure that you're good, and take the time to really unwind and develop what you need to do mentally and things of that nature. So. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.